Hello and welcome to Weekly Weird News, brought to you by colourful and the post-truth apocalypse. I'm Ben, as always, and I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
Claire.
Hey.
And Pete.
Buongiorno.
This is the show where we bring you the weekly word of the weird that's found on the World Wide Web.
Did do it so well today.
That
was a bit embarrassing.
I like to think I got through it. Yeah, this is our sister show to Colour the Bull, where we bring you the weird shit we found on the net this week. This is I'm going to start with one that got me genuinely excited when I read it. Not sexually, just like, my God, this is the finest piece of news I've read this year. Right. Are you ready for it?
Go on.
King Charles flew UFO to save lives in bizarre secret military mission.
This is the Star, yeah?
It is the Daily Star.
Ah.
But just take a moment to let that sink in. Pete, I can see your mind working.
I'm just processing.
There was a hamster turning a wheel right now in your mind.
There was two of them, mate. That's how much I was trying to process this one.
He couldn't have made it.
He did. He rung up his mate.
Right, Claire.
What UFO was he flown?
Well, it's a Tesla-powered, unidentified object craft.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, let's start. Let's break this down.
Yeah.
Tesla's in with the fucking aliens.
It could be a human
A
built.
UFO is only an unidentified
Yeah.
flying object.
We'll get to the meat and bones of it, don't we? So, piloting a Tesla-powered UFO craft, bizarre claims have suggested King Charles III saved lives during his extraction of a UFO craft from a base in Canada, according to a diver who worked with him. So, wild claims have suggested King Charles III allegedly flew this UFO craft, which saw the, at the time, Prince of Wales save lives after a disastrous Tesla coil implosion. That means nothing to me either. The King of England had allegedly been part of Project Scorpio, according to a former colleague who worked as a diver alongside the monarch at Sandy Point in Canada. It is now bizarrely claimed an unidentified flying object allegedly piloted by then Prince Charles in the 70s saw the head of the royal family save the lives of some researchers after a successful retrieval mission.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me, because if anyone's going to pilot something that's new and super top secret or something,
You're not going to do it to the air.
You ain't going to give the head the throne, are you?
why not?
Because you've got a choice of fucking Nancy Andrew or weird sickly Edward.
We're not saying he was the test pilot. Do you know what I mean?
No, but you're not sending him on a dangerous life or death mission.
Yeah, but William.
Well, you never went to Afghan. Harry did.
William's been flying fucking rescue helicopters.
Yeah, but that's a nice, safe job.
Oh, flying a helicopter is not a safe job in
It's
any
safe. It's
fucking
safer
way.
than flying a fucking Project Scorpio UFO Tesla-powered craft.
Which was probably just a fucking helicopter anyway.
Well, we don't know yet. Piloting the Sikorsky prototype rotary craft proved dangerous following an electrical failure, which is said to have been caused by the Tesla coils it was powered by. It's powered by Tesla coils. That's quite dangerous.
Well, yeah.
Speaking to the Daily Star, diver Dan Costello said, to quote him, "The Sikorsky prototype rotary craft was an electrical risk itself and a target of attacks which cost the lives of original Sikorsky engineers and test pilots intended to fly it to Langley earlier that season in 1975. Many turbines were subjected to emergency shutdown while submerged, requiring Special Forces divers to enter the voltage risk areas to prevent a mass death event. Some Royal Navy Reserve and Sikorsky engineering crews lost their lives in the flooding as a result of terrorist and vandal attacks. King Charles and his 845 Squadron aircrew extracted the prototype Sikorsky after the original engineers had been drowned, thus murdered by vandals and terrorists. Quick actions from the at-the-time prince meant tens of thousands of lives were saved by the Royal Navy, while Nub TV aired the unconfirmed allegations of King Charles piloting an unidentified aircraft.
The fuck's Nub TV?
I have no idea. The diver added the uncontrolled event would have caused mass death of tens of thousands across 3 countries.
3 counties.
The counties of people, Shelbourne, Queens and Lunenburg. And by removing the prototype and shutting down turbines, the Royal Navy saved tens of thousands of lives.
How would these lives have been affected?
Because Tesla coils are imploding.
How big are these Tesla coils?
I don't know.
Where are these Tesla coils?
I don't know, but apparently, according to the expert Costello himself, a Tesla event in 1903 saw an uncontrolled burst of energy which tore through nearby electrics and metals. An incident in some of the King's engineers in 1970 lived through. I don't know, this story is quite mixed up, but I love the headline.
It's mad, isn't it?
That's the thing. I was going to say before you started was this is a Daily Star headline, so what the headline says and what the story actually is are normally 2 very different things.
Yes.
So what you might find is, at some point, now King Charles has flown a prototype aircraft of some sort.
Possibly.
At some point. And he happened to be on a ship at the time that they rescued a downed
Tesla coil.
Tesla craft thing.
Well, I think it fits more into the UFO thing. I mean, apparently King Charles was one of the 3 parts of the lead prototype Sikorsky rotary craft, and it saw the motionless craft hum in the air before generating a blue flame from the bottom of the craft. That's a bit UFO-y.
The blue flame was powerful enough to turn rock into glass.
That's pretty sweet.
And trees into cinders.
Well, if it's a Tesla coil, obviously it's conducting electricity from one point to another, so it's creating a massive spark of lightning between 2 coils, yeah? That's how the Tesla coil worked. So if that, essentially lightning is hitting the ground, what happens when lightning hits the ground? It can turn ground into glass, split trees, so that is all it's doing, but they are creating a very, very powerful electric charge, clearly.
Well, yeah.
Powerful as lightning.
But I don't think King Charles was piloting back engineered.
No, I don't think
Alien
he was.
craft.
I don't think he would have been piloting things like that. To say there's a good chance he could well have piloted some kind of craft that was being prototyped at the time. He's quite an adventurous bloke. He probably would have demanded a go in something that was a bit funky.
Christopher Lee on Nub TV said, following the testimony and evidence I have received and the proven interest his father and great uncle had in UFOs, I again call on King Charles to put pressure on both Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and US President Joe Biden to release the truth about UFOs. My source alleges that the craft allegedly flown by King Charles, a lot of alleges and allegedlys in this, by King Charles is part of the same technology the US pilots have seen and engaged with in the recent Congress hearings. The Daily Star has contacted Buckingham Palace for a comment, presumably none has returned.
Imagine if the Tic Tac UFO was just Prince Charles on a jolly.
Has got Andy with him, do you think? I'll get you to Epstein's Island.
But you know what?
Double quick time.
That kind of just backs up what I was the theory I was having. Like, if anyone could have access to fly a fucking potential back-engineered UFO and creating our own version of it, why not Prince Charles having a go of it?
Is he rescuing trapped engineers from an imploding Tesla coil in a
Well,
UFO?
Maybe not in the UFO, but on the ship that he was on that rescued a downed something or other, or I don't know. The way it worded that first couple of paragraphs was extremely confusing.
I like to think that this is the finest investigative reporting on the planet.
Done by a drunk blind man who is very hard of hearing.
Oh, he's flying UFOs, man. Alright.
Well, Nub TV is broadcast Tuesdays 9 till 10 on AOZAT TV, which is channel 186 on Sky.
Oh, it's on 186 on Sky. Well, can't be bad. I was like watching that.
I bet you will. Moving on.
Yeah.
Scientists confirm that one of the Mexican aliens is alive after controversial research.
Then fucking kill it. No, wait, don't kill it. That might trigger an instant of war.
Exactly.
Put it in a hotel room. Give it some bourbon.
Two aliens named Clara and Maurizio have reportedly been studied in a lab at the Nor Clinic in Mexico. Lead researcher Dr. Jose de Jesus Salce Benitez, former Navy forensic doctor, who added that as well as being a single skeleton, the aliens are also a complete organic being.
This, of course, is about the two aliens that were presented to Mexican Congress
Yeah.
the other week, isn't it?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago now?
He denies the aliens are part of a hoax, and even said that Clara was alive, was intact, was biological, and was in gestation.
Oh, fucking Stoverheading.
It didn't look very alive to me.
What?
Remember them two little...
Oh yeah.
Them mummified
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, they were fine.
Didn't look alive to me. Did they look alive to you?
Maybe they were in sort of like, you know, you had to crack through the surface and...
Yeah, it's like a suit in Independence Day.
Suspended animation.
Yeah, could have been
Potentially.
suspended animation. Could have been. Alive and in gestation, that's concerning.
Benitez added in his address at the press conference, "We are facing the paradigm of describing a new species or given the opportunity to accept that there has been contact with other beings, non-humans, that were drawn and marked in the past by diverse cultures throughout the world."
You've got to break this down to, is this, like, how much do you trust the guy that's presented these things? He is a known hoaxer.
Yeah.
Is he?
And
It's too good to be true, I think.
is a little bit, isn't it? It'd be nice though, wouldn't it? And I think Peru is asking, how the fuck did you get our mummies? Peru has literally asked them the question, like, how did you get them? Why have you got them if they're Peruvian?
They just built in Iceland, didn't they? Mums go to Iceland.
If he has got alien bodies, why haven't they got, like, you know, scientists from all around the world, sort of, you know, you try and... What's the word?
And prove it.
Well, to try and prove it and get it out there, you'd go, right, the
Yeah.
top scientists,
Top men.
top women.
Hey.
Top people.
Nah, the women will be fine.
Oh,
They
you
just won't-
feminists.
This won't fucking kill them. A minute ago, you were all like, kill them, you know.
Starve it to death.
Yeah, if it's alive and got eggs in it, yes.
No.
No, you can freeze them.
We can refreeze them.
You can study them.
I was just thinking of the human race's security.
You jump in the gun. And
I am a little bit. I'll give you
That's a
that.
military fumble of epic galactic.
You're going to kill the only non...
No, there's another one.
Life.
There's another one. It's male. It's all right.
That's dead.
He said there's one.
Oh, right.
One alive.
Oh, cack. All right, I'll retract my earlier statement. But still, got to think of the security of the human race. There's no putting that one in a hotel room and feeding a bourbon.
Well, no, because it wouldn't be ideal feeding female in gestation bourbon.
You don't know what they're like. They might love alcohol.
They might.
Might be good for them. Oh man, it's curious this one, isn't it? Until we
It'll keep rumbling on, won't it?
But like, send samples to Harvard, send samples to Oxford, send samples to
Is the
CERN.
Mexican university's not good enough for you?
No.
Racist.
Well, we just don't believe them. That's the point. We need to see it ourselves.
I want to see it from several top universities. I just want to see it from one dude who used to be a forensic guy in the army.
He should be
Yeah.
inviting them people over. At
Yeah.
least send, you know, but if you were, you know, Harvard, Oxford, anywhere, yeah, and you got that email come through, the science department.
I'd be straight on it. I'd be straight on a plane.
Would you really?
Yeah.
No, so you're
This is
going to
me
go
we're
and ask,
talking about, except I'm a scientist.
yeah, but go and ask your boss, like the head of the university, oh, I've got this guy that's got this alien.
Yeah, can I have 2 weeks off?
Yeah, can I go to, what's it called? Can I have expenses paid as well, please? Because
Ah.
this could be a really big...
Yeah, I'm
In
gonna
Ben's head is Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I guess I am. That hat is pretty sweet.
It's the whip you like more than
He's unwielding it.
If I was the boss, I'd be like, look, tell them to send samples. If the samples are like you know not human or inconclusive or
Well,
something
with all
of
scientific
interest,
discoveries, it's all about repeating the test and
getting the same
getting the
results.
same results,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, but you want different people doing them
Yeah,
tests,
of
don't
course
you?
you do, yeah, peer review, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. After last week, Claire, I found this for you.
Women in disbelief after discovering how much their boyfriends secretly think about the Roman Empire.
It's true.
If you constantly find yourself preoccupied by the period 27 BC to 476 AD, then you're not alone, as women are discovering just how often their boyfriends think about the Roman Empire.
In all fairness, that's a hell of a run, isn't it? 27 BC to 427 AD.
Yeah,
It's a hell of a run.
yeah.
Certainly is.
That, well, their empire wasn't big enough, you know, they had a lot of years to do it in, didn't they?
503 years, and they didn't even get anywhere near what we accomplished. Pussies.
Yeah, but we had guns.
Steam power.
No, yeah, to the end, towards the end. You know, we had guns. They had swords. They were like one city state. We were an
We
entire
had
I was
nation.
trying to say there was a bigger difference in the
No, we had
military
nothing.
technologies.
We had
between
nothing
the
that
two.
everybody else didn't have, though.
We had
really.
guns when people were fighting with spears.
In some parts, not all.
We didn't
parts,
conquer the
though.
Western countries, did we?
No.
Who had the same as us. We conquered the ones that didn't.
Savvy like that.
Yeah.
We had Canada, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Took that off the French.
Yeah. Okay.
We had America until they got uppity and rebelled.
Most of the time we were fighting pygmies and Boto Gorge, with sharpened fruit.
Sharpened fruit. Not even spears. Just bananas. This looks sharp. That'll do.
I mean,
My
all right,
guy's
the
got a
Indi-
sharpened
we
kumquat.
missed doing the Indian armies who were armed with muskets and trained by European officers. We did beat them in. They weren't as good as our guys, though, so trained by European officers. You know, so it wasn't all one way, but Roman
Yeah, I was reading
Empire.
that bit.
It's alright.
Okay, so now it might be a slightly odd point in history to constantly crop up in your mind from time to time, but it would appear that there's a whole bunch of blokes out there that can't help but delve into the times of the gladiators, emperors and global domination. So this trend has since gone viral across social media, with many women coming forward to reveal how much their partners think about Julius Caesar and co.
People do leave flowers at the spot where Caesar was killed on the anniversary of his death.
Wow.
There's a stone commemorating it. Caesar was a dude.
Sounds like he was a bit of a dick to me.
He was a dude.
One Instagram lady, I think. Gaius, oh come on, Flavius?
Gaius Flavius.
Sounds like a guy to me.
Sounds like a guy.
That is a guy. He's a
Oh, he's
Swedish Roman reenactor.
Well, he was the lady that put it out on a thingy.
It's not. He said, "Ladies, many of you do not realise how often men think about the Roman Empire."
Ah. So yeah, women have started asking their other halves and filming it. It's become a bit of a thing.
I think it's a load of bollocks.
I don't know. I reckon I think about it twice a week.
Yeah, but that's you.
Yeah.
I've asked every fucking bloke nearly.
No, you haven't.
Every bloke I've come across in the past
just-
week or
someone
so.
in the pub. Excuse me, mate. How often do you think of the Roman Empire?
I don't go to the pub.
Oh, well,
Every
okay.
bloke I know, when I'm at work and that, I've said to him, because I talk about our podcast and that, and I've said to him about the fact that you gave out last week about the Roman Empire thing. I just said, do you ever think about like Gladiator and that? There, what do you mean? Like, you know the film Gladiator?
He's in Gladiator, but he's in the Roman.
Yeah.
You're defining it.
No, but then I say, so do you ever think about the Roman Empire? No. And every single person I've asked, like whether they think about the Roman Empire or Gladiator, have all said
How many?
at least a dozen. At least a dozen.
Well, those people have got no imagination,
Well, some people think
no
that.
sense of culture. Sorry, Claire.
Some people think that men inherently have a need to conquer, And we will always will, and that's why they think about,
Why do you think about the Roman Empire? Think about the fucking British Empire.
Because they had a long time at
Because
it,
the
and
Romans, yeah.
Because
they look cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we look cool, but
they look cool. There's plumes of feathers coming out their head. And
the horsehair plumes.
that's it.
The armour, the gear.
Sounds a bit homoerotic to me.
Well, they were all into that, weren't they?
No, they fall fairness. Yeah.
Anything goes in Rome, wasn't it?
The Greeks, especially the ancient Greeks, let's face it, Rome nicked loads off. And they didn't care, man, woman, animal, they weren't bothered.
That's why they're saying it. When in Rome, you just like, fuck it, do as the Romans do. Anything and everything.
It's a great time. Well, it was a cool time in history.
I just think it's becoming
It's not
more
just
of a,
Rome.
but I think
I
it's becoming more of a trend because it's become a trend.
I
Does
get
that
where you're
make
coming
sense?
from, but it's
Because
like,
it's gone viral, everyone's like, people are thinking about it now, but then also people just want to make TikTok videos. Oh, babe, should we film this? Right? You say that you think of Romans at least twice a fucking week, yeah? I'll film it, pretend it's silly. All right, darling. It's bullshit.
I get it, but
I don't believe it.
I don't just think of Rome. You know, there's other empires I think of. I'm not exclusively
I also
Roman.
think of Napoleon.
I mean, I'm a bit of a polygamist when it comes to historical empires. Polygamist, I guess say it.
You slut.
Polyamorous.
I'm a bit polyamorous when it comes to ancient empires.
You slut.
You'll have any of them.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they were glorious. And the fashion sense was up.
So you're just a glory hunter then?
I know what I like and I like what I see.
Should we move on before Ben gets a semi?
Yeah.
Too late. Too late. You call me Maximus Benus from now on.
God.
You know that's why I called Max Maximus, the dog. His full name is literally Maximus Decimus Meridius Carter.
You just say that full name when you go to the vets?
Yeah.
I bet you do as well.
I bet you do. I know he does, in fact.
His full name?
100%.
Yeah.
It's his full name. You're Max, I go, excuse me. Maximus Decimus Meridius Carter. There you go.
Oh, shit.
Moving on now.
My next dog's going to be called Obi-Wan.
Yeah, move on, go on.
Oh, that's me, is it? Boffins, oh god, we're reading the Daily Star, says boffins. Boffins put living fungus skin on killer robots after being inspired by Terminator. Yeah, because that's what you want, isn't it? Yeah, living fungus on robots, that's going to work. Antonio Gandia and Andrew Adamatsky have devised a plan based on their shared love for the Terminator films where they managed to grow fungal skin on a roboto. I'd say if they had any love for the Terminator films...
That's a typo, I think it's just a robot.
Oh, right.
They look Italian. Their names look Italian. It might be Roboto. Roboto.
I was thinking a roboto might be like a brand of robot,
Maybe it is,
like a little Hoover robot, maybe.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm coming from? Like a robot, it might be a thing in Italy.
Might be.
Mad scientists have been inspired by the Terminator films and are now adding fungus to potentially kill robots. A pair of boffins from the Polytechnic University of Valencia, so they're not even Italian, Claire. I went with the Italian, I agree.
I thought the names looked Italian.
Well, they've devised a plan to create a skin for robots made out of fungus. And in their report, which is still being peer-reviewed, they admit they were inspired by the Terminator. Which, if you were a fan of the Terminator films, you wouldn't want to bring about the downfall of humanity by creating a synthetic skin robot, would you?
Yeah, what makes it funnier is the fact that they've actually made a miniature Terminator.
Out of metal, and then
They're spraying this fungus on him,
Yeah.
presumably. So they have actually like made like a little
Yeah,
mini Terminator.
it's literally an
robot.
action figure of the Terminator,
Yeah.
of the T-800 exoskeleton,
Yeah.
being sprayed with a fungal skin. And you're like, well, if you were a fan of the Terminator movies, you'd know how this goes down. So clearly you're not fans, you're just idiots.
they could have just tested it by just spraying it onto metal.
Or
couldn't they?
Action Man.
Or Action Man.
Yeah, but it's cool on a little mini Terminator though, isn't it?
Yeah. Freak everybody out.
Yeah.
It's when he starts walking.
Yeah. When he starts firing a little Nerf gun at your ankles is when you want to worry about it. You know it's going to get worse. I'll be back!
What? Who the fuck said that?
Exactly. They wrote, anyway, the two scientists who did this, The mycelium
Mycelium.
cultivated using established techniques was homogeneously grown on the cyborg model's surface, demonstrating robust reactivity to various stimuli such as light exposure and touch. This innovative merger points towards the future of sustainable biomaterials and the potential integration of these materials into new and existing technologies. The fusion of organic and inorganic materials is not a new concept in science, although it probably fucking should be. In fact, the pursuit of this fusion has been a driving force behind numerous technological innovations, from the development of bioelectrics to the creation of synthetic organisms. However, the potential of harnessing the power of the fungi, specifically their mycelium networks, sensorial fusion, and information processing and decision making, is a relatively novel exploration. Yeah, obviously they did do it on an 18cm replica of the T-22's Terminator robot, which I think is just asking for trouble.
Do you know what? Can I just point something out? I don't think the Daily Star have ever used so many big words
I don't think... No!
in one article.
No, and in fact
ever.
I am hating on this fucking Daily Star journalist right now. Because that was more than I was expecting, I'll tell you that.
Those, like, past half a dozen small paragraphs have been nothing but fucking technical long words. Like,
Even the fucking King Charles article was fairly technical.
yeah.
You didn't get to that word either. Juxtaposition.
Oh, fuck me.
Juxtaposition.
Juxtaposition
Yeah.
of
What is it?
organic mycelium. Oh, Jesus.
Will I
An
finish reading it?
inorganic cyborg model symbolising the fusion of biology and technology.
Well, that's
It's
just
just like,
Blah 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 blah.
yeah.
That's just... Oh, you're not fans of Terminator. You're trying to bring it about, you daft pricks.
Well, first of all, it's got to live on said material, and then it's not gonna. Well, fungus doesn't move, does
It's
it?
the start, Claire. It's the start.
Yeah. Oh.
They've got the robots already. Haven't you ever seen Boston Dynamics? All the shit their robots are doing, like side flipping over benches and landing on their
Mental,
feet.
I've
How often still they're doing that while firing an assault rifle?
I've seen the dogs and that. They're quite
Yeah,
scary.
you literally kick over and they get, well, they don't even actually fall over.
They get back up again now.
And they've created robots that eat organic material to recharge themselves.
Yeah. So you got human hunter-killer dogs feasting on the dead's flesh, while they can run at like 30 miles an hour at this point, with like a couple of miniguns strapped to their back.
Why don't they just put them in like rubbish waste sites and dumps and that? Eat the organic material and.
Yeah.
Because we're too busy strapping machine guns to their back to hunt down, let's say at the moment, terrorists in quotes at 30 miles an hour. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing now.
It's that male ambition to conquer, isn't it? It's just coming in
Feminism.
again. It's
Feminism.
coming in again.
Them eating organic matter, that is scary as shit. Because we're organic matter.
Yeah. I mean, it's meant to be like plant material and things like that.
Don't matter.
But
It's not going to be though, is it?
no,
It's going to be human corpses.
Yeah.
AI evolves, we're going to have fucking robot vampires, basically.
Yeah.
It's not even that. It'll be like
No, they're worse than vampires. They're going to be like werewolves that are just going to eat you.
they'll send them in. They'll gun people down. And like, oh, everything's burning around here. The only things that aren't burning, those corpses over there. Send the robots to eat the corpses
To recharge them, yeah.
to recharge them.
Oh. Light and fluffy.
You gotta love it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Next week will be lighter and fluffier.
I
There's only
fucking
one
hope
murder.
Well, anyway, the fungus used in the robot did show robust growth and managed to successfully colonise the entire surface of the model.
Oh, great.
So it was successful, just to let you know.
Oh, that's fantastic. They're clearly idiots.
Yeah.
I'm leaving that one in.
Yep, we'll leave it in.
Moving on.
Yeah.
This is light and fluffy. Almost everyone in Europe is breathing toxic.
Oh, fuck me.
man.
Well, we know that anyway, don't we?
God, it's all gone downhill from Prince Charles throwing a UFO, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Guardian investigation finds 98% of Europeans breathing highly damaging polluted air linked to 400,000 deaths a year. They found these toxic chemicals in all our organs, in our hearts and things like that.
Oh man, where's all the nasties coming from?
Hang on. We're okay in Shropshire.
No, you're not.
No, we're not.
Oh.
The only ones that aren't is Iceland, northern Scotland and the northern Scandinavian countries. Everything else is over the limit. It's worse in the Eastern European and countries and northern Italy.
Oh yeah, because all they had was coal-fired power plants for 70 years.
God, it looks terrible in Poland and
Yeah.
North Italy.
Remember as well, if you go like all around this area, what was like there? There's Chernobyl, innit?
I was going to say, we're looking at a map here.
Yeah,
with,
we are.
Coloured.
You're alright
Key.
if you're in Scotland.
Shropshire's orange
Northern
at
Scotland,
least.
yeah.
Yeah, we're orange. We're not red, aren't we?
That's something.
Half of Shropshire. Look, as you come towards
Oh
the
yeah,
Black Country.
that's a bit shit.
Yeah.
Not as bad as
It
Northern
is, isn't
Italy,
it?
Serbia, North Macedonia, Albania and Poland though. Suppose they didn't show Russia on that map properly.
Mm.
So where's it all coming from then, Mike? Does it say?
Butts.
I don't know, but they've been found in the bloodstream, affecting almost every organ in the body. These tiny airborne particles, mostly produced from burning of fossil fuels.
It's the fucking chemtrails. I'm gonna put it out there.
Let's just go for Occam's Razor in this scenario and say it's all the coal been fucking burning for the last 100+ years.
In the UK, 3/4 of the population live in areas where exposure is between 1 and 2 times the World Health Organization guidance, with almost a quarter more than 2 times over that limit.
Oh, that's not good, is it?
No.
That's just the UK.
It comes from traffic, industry, domestic heating and agriculture are the main sources.
That's a shitter. I don't see what the USA figures are though, because I'm willing to bet they're higher. That's the only shred of comfort I'm hanging to at the minute.
It's no surprise though, is it? Because it's the whole you are what you eat scenario. So we know what we're breathing in. We're breathing in the air.
Yep.
What's in the air? Full of pollutants.
Of course it is.
Obviously going to be within our organs after
Oh,
breathing
of
it for
course.
70, 80, 90 years.
I know what you're saying, but it's like, so you're taking all the coal burning we've done, all the lead in the air, nuclear tests, nuclear disasters, agriculture, cars. Oh,
Like, yeah.
that air ain't good to breathe, is it?
See, I've experienced it when I was on the submarine, when we surfaced after 3.5 months underwater, breathing in 35% oxygen. Really, really, really pure. Remembering we 22%
So
in our.
tell
in
the
our-
listener who doesn't know, what you were a submariner?
Yeah, I used to be a submariner in the Royal Navy, so I used to be on the submarines as a medic. And yeah, and obviously when you're on the submarine for 3.5 months, you're just breathing in completely pure air, purer than you'll ever breathe it anywhere in the world.
It's
So
going to be
about-
so recycled to a point.
it is to a point, but it's generated. You have oxygen burners and things like that.
Okay.
So you create the oxygen.
Obviously means that it's a very flammable area though as well.
To an extent, no more than normal because it's still at a low
Yeah.
level. It's not like over 50-60%, which is where it would start becoming flammable. You're talking about 32-35% oxygen as opposed to 22%, which is what we're used to all the time now.
So it's a lot more concentrated
But
though.
yeah, but it was fresh. There was no other nasties in there.
No, so,
So-
there's no pollutants, is there? Because all the
None.
pollutants are
It's all
held and then discharged at some point.
The only
when you
pollutant
can.
would have really literally been carbon dioxide from exhaling and
Methane from all farts.
methane from 157 sweaty ass fat blokes on a submarine.
Yeah,
Not that they were unfit and fat, but you know what I mean.
There's no 100-metre track, is there?
No, airy arse matlows, isn't it?
Yeah.
Navy lads. They're not army lads, but they are fit anyway. You have to have a certain level of fitness in all of the forces.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a lot fitter than most civvies. But my point is, when we came up, you opened the hatches and we were all allowed to go out and make our first phone calls. Like we were sat in the middle of the ocean between the Isle of Arran and Scotland, going up towards the Clyde, the River Clyde, which would take us right up to Helensburgh. But as soon as they opened the hatches, you could just smell everything. Like
You just smell the shit in the air.
well, first of all, it was fish.
Mm-mm.
Because we were in the middle of the ocean, there wasn't really many pollutants. We had at least a few miles
And being up Scotland,
of anything.
you know.
Yeah, and Scotland is a lot fresher as well.
Yeah. Imagine if you come out in.
Down in London,
Yeah.
down by that London. But yeah, the first thing was fish. But you kind of get used to the fish.
Yeah.
But then when we got back to Scotland inland and we'd got off the submarine,
Smelled
honestly,
shit from there.
it stunk for at least 2 or 3 days. We could smell
Before you get used to it.
everything. Like, just
Must be weird, that mustn't it?
Yeah.
but the first thing you could really smell was like exhaust fumes. It was that kind of, you could smell it.
yeah.
We're so used to it,
Yeah.
we don't notice it.
And then everyone gets a horrendous cold that'll last for a good week
Mm.
because you've been out of all the bugs and that. You get a really
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
cold, and it's one of those things. You come off the sub, you get a cold.
Can you smoke on a submarine?
Used to be able to. I'm sure you probably still can. We used to have.
Can't nip out for a fag, can you?
Yeah, just open one of the windows, mate. There are no windows on submarines. Before anybody even thinks of questioning to themselves, listeners, there are no windows. Not one.
It's like a bit of a coffin at the bottom of the ocean, isn't it?
Pretty much.
That's why Ocean Gate was not a very good fucking idea.
No,
Was it?
no. We used to go down into where the gas compactor was, the rubbish compactor, because all the rubbish gets put into a really, really powerful compactor,
Yeah.
and it was just a little neat.
It's
little
nuclear
room.
powered, of course. It's powerful.
Yeah, but it was this neat little room. It had a great little ventilation system in it to eradicate the smells, the rubbish, the garbage, the trash.
Where does the
toilet.
shit go?
It gets flushed out, literally.
So the
It
tank's
gets
full of it.
ejected. Gets ejected. Of course
Yeah.
it does. Why not?
Bit of
Just-
raw sewage in the sea.
You're talking. We're hundreds of miles out into the middle of nowhere. Our poo is our whole ejection of shit is like a few whales taking a shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you know
Mister.
what I
You
mean?
may well have drank bits of Pete's shit in your water.
Or swam in
No.
it.
You might have eaten a fish that's eaten Pete's poo.
Yeah. Yeah.
We used to create our own water from seawater.
With desalinization.
Using brabies and electrolytes and electrolysis, and you split the H and the 2, you get oxygen and things like that. There's all sorts of crazy stuff on the submarine.
Oh, cool.
So you make oxygen from water, but you also make pure water from seawater. Fucking brilliant. Very self-sustaining.
They'll be there when the
Yeah.
nukes drop.
Yeah.
They'll survive. They'll be the only people left, probably.
Okay, and finally,
So hundreds of people who identify as dogs, fucking hell,
oh, we've had
met
this
up
one.
in a public park to
Wow.
bark at each other. So yeah,
I
hundreds
think
of
they're
people.
plastic fluffy guys, or I think they're the fluffy guys.
We'll
I hope
find
they're
out,
fluffy
hopefully.
guys. Because if they're not, it's just weird.
Them latex fluffies are.
I don't want latex fluffies. I just want fluffy guys. I want a Japanese guy. You know?
If you're
That's
gonna
all
be fluffy, it's got to be fucking
If you're going to be a
fluffy.
dog, you've got to be fluffy. You can't just be a bloke in a latex gimp suit.
Yeah, because you're not a dog, you're just a gimp.
Exactly.
So hundreds of people who identify as dogs met up in Berlin. Only Berlin.
It
Could
would
only
be
be,
German,
it
isn't it?
could
could only
be
be in Germany, couldn't it?
I love you all listening in Frankfurt and Maine. You're great. You listen to us every
Oh
week.
yeah, fantastic
But
people.
If I was gonna pick a nation to a bunch of people who turn up in dog outfits to bark at each other, I'd probably pick Germany. Japan
Oh,
a close
Japanese,
second.
yeah.
Yeah, Japan definitely a close
Japan
second.
a close second, but I'd pick Germany.
So the group communicated by barking and howling at each other. Around 1,000 trans-species activists met up at the Berlin Potsdamer Platz railway station in German capital. The group said they do not identify as human beings and instead wish to be recognised as pooches.
I think this is the way it's going to go. Like in 200 years, people just be identifying as whatever they want.
it's not even going to be
There was,
that far away.
there was a case
Next
recently
10
where
years,
Next
mate.
10 years.
10 years.
a British schoolgirl identified as a cat.
That was bollocks.
Was it bollocks?
And then they put the cat litter and said she's shit in the cat litter tray. That was just bollocks, yeah.
No, not that big. So she'd only speak to if she was like addressed
I
as
think
a...
that was bollocks as
Yeah,
well.
okay, fair enough.
Imagine the RSPCA adverts in 10 years.
Oh God, yeah. Look at little Jeffrey.
He's been in the shelter
He's-
for ages.
He's some old bloke with a gimp mask under the tongue. He's sat there nude. Yeah.
We have to put him down if someone comes and
Put him down.
homes him.
So here's a slightly more sinister view on this case. One local said, just abandon them in the Siberian tundra. Let them survive with their canine instincts.
Fucking hell.
There's actually Nazism's alive and well in Germany.
Wilson commented, I don't see anyone smelling the tail of others. Jose wrote, can you imagine what they all... Oh, this is all bullshit. Oh, how they all defecate. Yeah, great.
I wasn't thinking about that.
No. Call animal control and give them their rabies doses.
That's what Eduardo said.
But if they identify as dogs, why do they put on masks?
Said Ivan.
To make him look like a dog,
Oh, yeah.
obviously.
Well, each to their own, mate.
Yeah.
Crack on.
Oh, hang on.
It's weird as fuck, but...
Particular finish called put play, and these individuals, mostly young, are cosplaying. Most do not believe they are dogs but are wearing a fetish costume. So it's all latex dog costumes, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not wholesome Japanese bloke who just goes, you know what, fuck it.
I'm going to spend
Fuck
10
human
grand on a
society.
dog.
I'm going to live as a dog and everyone will just like walk me and fuss me and I can sleep for fucking 18 hours a day and no one's going to bitch at me.
Well, I should wrap this one up.
So yeah, I've been Ben, thanks for listening, and Prince Charles, keep on flying them UFOs, baby. King Charles, sorry.
I've been Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out and the force be with you.
And I've been Claire. Guys, keep the Roman Empire alive in your minds.
I do.
And I've been Pete. If you want to keep it short and sweet, never ask me about submarines.